Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you, and welcome to my final video of 2017. And that means that I have not missed a single day from this entire year. A video for you guys every day of the year. What a challenge it has been. In fact, this whole year has just been insane. I have done so many things I never thought I could do, all packed into the most incredibly tight schedule. In fact, this year alone, I have test driven or driven 174 different cars. That's basically one every other day. And on top of that, I've traveled 85 plane flights, I've been on 24 Eurotunnels or ferry crossings, and I've stayed in 121 different hotels in a single year. So it's a big thanks to you guys who have supported, followed this adventure, this journey. And for this video, I want to take a recap at what has easily been the most epic year of my life. Quite literally, I have been living the supercar dream, and I want to share some more of that with you guys in this video. So let's rewind right back to the start, back to January, and kickstart what a journey this has been that we've been through together. Along with all the travel, I've also been keeping a note through the year of my favourite moments and memories to come back to for this video, and I've compressed it down to about 75 items. And if you read through it, if that was everything I had ever done, I would be over the moon. The fact that it is all within one single year just boggles my mind. From personal things like presenting a live arena show, going on safari in South Africa, travelling to 4 continents of the world, driving Ferrari's test track, Fiorano and Maranello, then the hypercars that I've driven, the Bugatti Chiron, Pagani Huayra BC, Ferrari LaFerrari Aperta, McLaren P1, Porsche 918 Spider. Then you've got a ton of supercars as well on top of that, the 812 Superfast, the 720S, the GT3. You get where I'm going with this. The list is just crazy. Now don't get me wrong, through this year there have been a lot of challenges, as well as all that travel, driving 100,000 odd kilometers, hotel Wi-Fi networks that I've had to compete with to get these videos online, laptop troubles I had back in the summer that was making it a real challenge to get videos rendered and out. And one day I actually came very, very close to missing when I had a video that was a long one, the 812 Superfast, but we made it, we got it online. Thank you guys for being patient with me for that. And basically on top of that also obviously some personal things, family, things that have kept me distracted from YouTube. But a video a day was the challenge, and we did it. So let's get back to the start of the year, to January, and I've prepared myself this list because there is no way I could remember everything. To be honest, even reading back down it is just crazy to see. And I mean, the future is going to be even crazier. We've just launched the app, the new website. The app's coming on iOS very soon. It's out on Android already. A merch store is going to launch soon, and there is so much more in the works for Shmee150 for you guys. So thank you so much. But let's go back to January. Let's start the year with the first car delivery, the Aston Martin Vanquish GT8, collected at the factory. The car that we had enjoyed the build process of behind the scenes, but then it was through to delivery and straight over to Autosport, where I took part in the live action arena, and I presented the show alongside some others, had an awesome time driving the McLaren around. That was such a cool experience, and I'm going to be doing it again in a couple of weeks' time, the Autosport show back at the NEC, so link down below if you're interested in coming along to that. I'll be back in the action arena with some of my cars yet to be decided, so watch this space. Then from Autosport, I think the next thing that stood out to me was my Focus RS, going to Mount U to stick the new exhaust on it and have a pretty Asbo-like time with the sound it makes, but so cool. I love that car so much. Then I went down to the Alps in the race chip Porsche Panamera, drove it around on snow, had some fun with that before hopping on a plane from France, the most complicated travel logistics of my life, down to South Africa to join Mercedes with the Maybach Landaulet based on the G-Class, the G650. What a crazy car, what an experience, and I picked it out when I reached 1 million subscribers as I think my highlight of YouTube to date, because the spontaneity of the trip itself, the location, the personal side, the effort required to get there for one night. I went to South Africa for one night. Think about that, that's a long flight. And then the car itself, the rarity, the exclusivity, the specialness of the car, that whole experience, just out of this world. What a trip, what a trip. Then back over to Europe to go from safari to the snow, to join Lamborghini, to drive around in Hurricanes and the Aventador S in Livigno, Italy on their Winter Academia, driving the car. That was awesome fun. Then I went with Gregb, done a few things with Gregb this year, to Pagani to collect his Huayra BC, his beautiful green carbon and orange accented Huayra BC, before heading to Perregaux Cars in Switzerland and driving a Miura, the Lamborghini that I would buy, the proper Lamborghini in the form of the Miura. Then I jumped in with Benzene Ben for the trip to the Geneva Motor Show, where we also stopped off for a spot of skiing with my FF. I'd always wanted to take the FF to snow. We found a little bit of snow, although potentially we could have found a bit more, before coming back to England to take delivery of the second car of the year, the Aston Martin Vanquish Volante, the Carbon Edition. The Vanquish, of course, has recently been sold, but we had a lot of fun with that car. About, I think, 6,000 miles of driving over 6 months of the year, and lots of trips like Where's Me, and of course Fuel Faction. Then I hopped on a plane to Arizona to go and drive the AMG GTC Roadster before coming back to Italy for the Ferrari Lusso T, the Lusso GTC4 Lusso, potentially a replacement for my FF, but the Lusso T in Tuscany I think showed me that it would have to be the V12 for me, so watch this space for the future. Then we got the Where's Me tour underway at Audi in Ingolstadt with a collection day of 25 Audi R8s on a single day. Those guys had all scheduled and made that plan to go and get their cars together, which was really cool. Before we picked up Tech Art GT Street R, took that on a journey as well. Big thanks to Tech Art for that really fun car to use for the rest of that trip alongside the McLaren as we travelled down towards Italy and Cars and Coffee. Then I found myself at Mansouri driving a couple of cars, the Bugatti Veyron, the Ferrari 488 Spider, but also the Carbonado Apertos, a twin-turboed Aventador that made the most monumental sounds I have ever heard from any car, and the experience of that, because I didn't honestly know until I was driving it that it was a twin-turbo Aventador with goodness knows how much horsepower. What a crazy thing. I probably need to speed this up a bit or you're going to be here for a long time. From there, I went to drive a £100,000 Mini, the David Brown Mini down in Monaco, before I went to race in the Mini Challenge, a very different Mini. Then it was off to Italy to drive the McLaren 720S at the press launch in Rome, before coming back to the UK to go to Goodwood, where I took all 4 of my cars in a convoy for some photos together around the legendary and iconic Goodwood motor circuit. That was a very special moment. Then we took both Astons to join up with some friends in Turin to do Fuel Faction Due, the second Fuel Faction rally around Italy, going across to Sardinia, another incredible adventure, before I then came back up through Italy chasing the Mille Miglia in the GT8. The Mille Miglia, I'm going to be back there again next year, looking forward to that one an awful lot. Then from there, straight up to the N24, the Nurburgring 24, to drive quite a few cars, including and highlighted by the Bugatti Chiron. Then I went round for a passenger lap on the Nurburgring in the Chiron with President of Bugatti Automobiles, Wolfgang Duerheimer, another special moment, before driving the SLS Black Series, which I fell in love with, a truly awesome car, back to back with the AMG GT R. Straight on, we went up to Amsterdam for the start of Streetgasm, an amazing rally, impeccable organisation, some great people I met on there, heading down south towards Italy, where I left the rally to go join Gregb to collect his LaFerrari Aperta, with all of his Ferrari hypercars, Formula 1 car, race cars, there at the home of Enzo Ferrari. What a day again with Greg for that one. Then it was over to Le Mans with Porsche. So I drove in a 911 Carrera, we joined Porsche, who were again victorious, the hat-trick in LMP1. I've been to Le Mans 3 times, every time I've been there with the winner. Who will I go with next year? Let's see what happens. Then back to Italy for the 812 Superfast, a car that I fell in love with again. Truly monumental machine. Awesome fun driving it at Fiorano, just flooring it, 800 horsepower of naturally aspirated V12. Pure heaven. Then we had the Goodwood Festival of Speed, always a highlight for me. The reason I couldn't take part in Gumball 3000 due to the date clash, but at Goodwood I went up the hill in the Lamborghini Centenario, I went up the hill in the Ford GT, I went up the hill in the Rimac Concept 1, I went up the hill in the Ital Design 01. What a weekend that was, experiencing those cars. Truly, truly mega. And then guys, we hit 1 million subscribers. We did it. Thanks to you guys. We've nicknamed you more recently the Squad. I want to talk a bit about the Squad. I think it's really cool to have a name for you guys who support the channel, to group us as be part of one kind of thing. I won't use it all the time. I'm aware that some people get a little bit annoyed by the overuse of it, but I think it's a bit of fun, like we have the Shmeemobiles. You guys suggested the names. We'll roll with it a little bit. Please don't be too offended. I appreciate your support. I think it's a good bit of fun in general. Then, goodness me, where did we head next? Well, I drove a Ferrari 250 Pininfarina from Meridian Modena on a Ferrari 70th anniversary event. Then I jumped into a LaFerrari for the hypercar convoy at Cars and Coffee Lugano. That was again spontaneous and awesome fun. Then I headed to join Muck Collector in Munich to drive in his F12 TDF and his Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato, back-to-back incredible comparison, before catching up with Jer Collector for a trip with a teddy bear. I took a teddy on a road trip. That happened. Good fun times that with all the guys on there. Then I drove a 911R in the south of France. Absolute paradise. It might not have had air conditioning. It might have been very hot. But 911R, such a beautiful setup. That was very much paradise. Flew to Spain to go drive the McLaren 570S Spider. Flew to Scotland to go drive the Ford GT. Went to Spa to go out for a hot lap in a Koenigsegg Agera RS. Then I announced to you guys the next car that's incoming next year, the Porsche 911 GT3. I also announced the TVR Griffin. I'm looking forward to the TVR. More on that to come. I think the car's still over a year away, but watch this space for more about that. I went round also at Goodwood Revival, round the track in a Ferrari 250 GTO. Quite special with Dario Franchitti. That was, yeah, a pretty fun day. Then I did all of this moving over a bit more to Germany. I mean, that's something I referred to a little bit recently. Living a long distance relationship as well for the first half of this year has been interesting, as well as making all of these videos. Something that you don't know much about. Obviously I don't talk about that kind of thing too often, but let's just say it made it all quite complicated, but we've managed. Then I had a lot of fun shredding up the LT tyres. That has been one of my amazing moments of this year with Race Chip at a runway, just destroying a set of tyres in one day. Very expensive, but who cares. Then I flew back to Scotland to drive the McLaren P1. I had a lot of fun VMAXing my 675 LT Spider on the Autobahn. Then I took a Rolls Royce through a McDonald's drive-thru. Has to be done, really, doesn't it? Went to Switzerland to drive the Ferrari F40, another incredible experience. Then I drove an SLS Black Series again. Yeah, very cool. I like that car an awful lot. Back to Italy, back to Imola to join Gregb to go round in his 599XX, as well as driving the Ferrari F12 TDF, his incredible TDF. Then I joined Maserati for one of the most mega days ever. I drove an MC12 Corsa around their track, then a normal MC12, and I jumped in the passenger seat with Power Slide Lover, sliding it, literally power sliding, an MC12. Pinch moment, what a cool day. Oh, then we come, where do we go next? To Sardinia for Gregb's LaFerrari Aperta. That sound on those roads, heavenly. Then back to England to drive the Zenvo. Zenvo, obviously Danish supercar, pretty crazy thing. Back to Stuttgart to go have a look at the Porsche Museum's collection, their private collection of cars. Unbelievably mind-blowing. Then I went to IKEA with a Bentayga. Again, a thing that had to be done. We needed some furniture for the new place, so we stopped by IKEA. Then I went to Mercedes-Benz World, all part of the AMG GT R collection week. What a week that was. So I collected my AMG GT R with Nico Rosberg. Massive thanks to Nico. That was epic. Then I went to Mercedes-Benz World Brooklands and learnt how to drift an AMG GT R. Then it went to Topaz for protection, and meanwhile I flew down to the south of France to drive the AMG GT4 car at Paul Ricard. This is all in 1 week. What an unbelievable week it was. That car is just epic, and I'm looking forward to a lot more to come with it. Then it was back to Porsche to take a look at my GT3, or actually no, firstly to test drive a GT3 for the first time and experience 9,000 RPM out of it. Then I flew to Morocco, another place I'd always wanted to go, to join BMW for the new X3, but just driving that around Marrakesh and experiencing Morocco, lots of fans out there. I want to come back, so hopefully see you guys in Morocco again soon. Then I drove the BMW M5 safety car at the MotoGP race in Valencia. A really special experience, one of the first to get an opportunity to drive the new M5. Lots of private track time as well, which is always something very, very fun that I'm not going to complain about. Then Dubai started, the Dubai adventure, a couple of weeks out there, and I think it would be wrong not to kickstart by mentioning the Devel 16. The Devel 16, over 1 million views in about a month on that video, you guys. Thank you very much. That car is just crazy. Let's hopefully see more of it again in the future as well. We had other cars there, like taking a first look inside the Valkyrie. I think I'm one of the first people with a camera to jump inside Aston Martin and Red Bull's hypercar, the Valkyrie. Then I took a Rolls Royce to the desert to go riding on some camels. That happened. That was a thing. The camel ride with the Rolls Royce Dawn black badge. Before meeting up with Daniel Ricciardo to go for a little drive and chat about his Valkyrie, about other things, and then filming with the new Vantage as well. All these things that just pack in one day after another at the time that I almost forget and don't realise. Then I've got something on my notes list that I can't tell you about. It's a secret until it lifts, an embargo lifts in the new year. We'll be seeing that in due course. Then I visited the SBH Royal Auto Gallery, checked out the new cars there like the Chiron, the Centenario, the LaFerrari Aperta, and just the general most heavenly place on earth in terms of modern supercars. This carries on. Jumped on the yachts to watch the Formula 1 race at Abu Dhabi, drove the 918 Spider, thanks to the 23 collection, stayed at the Viceroy Hotel at Yas Marina and got woken up listening to Formula 1 cars. I woke up one day this year listening to Formula 1 cars. That was a delight. We're getting near the list here. I drove the BMW M5 again at Estoril in Portugal. Then I've had a lot of fun with my AMG GT R in snow. Then we went to the McLaren Winter Ball to see the launch of the new McLaren Senna, their latest Ultimate Series car, a car that we'll see a lot more of when it launches in 2018. Back to Frankfurt for a lot more snow with the AMG GT R, a lot of snow, but with the Soto Zero winter tyres from Pirelli, no problems at all, just enjoying the drive. And I think my last highlight was joining Zach's garage for the delivery of his Koenigsegg at Christmas. Wow, what a fantastic year this has been. That's 1 year. Let me just study this for a second. How would I pick a highlight? What's been your highlight? What's your number one moment from 2017 on the Shmee 150 channel? For me, these opportunities, it's just mind-blowing, and it's all thanks to you guys. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. So I mean, genuine from like deep inside me, a big thanks to every one of you. I hope you've had an amazing 2017. Bring it on, 2018, hey? What are we going to do? How are we going to top this? I'm not going to be going full pelt every single day. This year showed me that sometimes I need a little bit more time myself, as well as the other things that I'm now getting involved in, other business avenues, people I'm meeting, things I'm hopefully going to be planning and setting up, more work generally in social media, consultancy, more small things that we can do off the back of Shmee 150. So watch this space for things that are going to be coming, but really and truly, this year has just been out of this world in every possible way. I mean, I started with my summary list. I'm looking forward again to auto sports for the cars that are going to be coming this year. It's a pinch moment every minute, everywhere. So really, thank you very much, guys. Thank you to the now 1.1 and a bit million of you out there on YouTube, as well as everybody who follows on Facebook and Instagram. So if you haven't already, download the app, have a look, keep up to date with the latest content, the latest videos. But really, thank you. And I will see you again in 2018. Have a very happy new year. Cheers!